Hey guys, what's going on? Amy Thomas here, and I just want to welcome you back to day 3 of boot camp. Today we are actually going to be talking about one of my ultimate favorite topics. It's been the key to my success, and that's reverse engineering other people, other successful people. A lot of people make a lot of mistakes in this business, especially when they're first starting out, because they want to be creative, they want to do their own thing and create their own systems. And yet they don't really even know the basics yet of how to get started. Now, we're going to reverse engineer our way to success. Now, if you haven't done so, you should give a listen to Tony Robbins sometime. Now, I've been following him for years. He has this principle that he calls modeling. And basically, modeling allows us to look at successful people, watch what they do, and then do the exact same thing. So it's a proven way to get to success. Now, a lot of people are going to go their own way and they're going to do their own things. Us, however, we can go straight to the finish line as fast as possible by modeling after successful people. So first off, you need to find a proven system. Now, me personally, I use MLSP. I love MLSP. Now, I like it because everything is already done for me. I used to create these systems myself and do all of that stuff, but now I simply have a proven sales funnel that I walk people through right from the very beginning. Now, I'm going to make some front-end sales as my customers buy the products that they're interested in, but the reason why this is so valuable and super valuable to my list is because almost everybody needs to learn how to drive traffic and how to actually build a relationship with their list and how to sell more of their primary business. So this is something that will make me money or you money because it's already a proven system. I'm not trying to create something that I think will work. I did that many times, and to be honest, I fell flat on my face. These days, I like to go with what's easy. I like to use what's already there and available to me, and I don't like to reinvent the wheel. Secondly, we want to find people doing exactly what we want to achieve, so we don't want to go out there and find people that aren't really creating results or that we don't really admire. We want to look at what we want to achieve, and we want to really think of what it is we really want out of life. That's why it was so important in lesson 1 to get the entrepreneurial mindset and figuring out your why. Because once you know your why, you actually know what you want to achieve out of life. It makes it much easier so we can go out and find those 3 or 4 or 5 people that we really relate to. Now, the people that are achieving the massive results and the success that we want, all we really have to do is just duplicate them. We duplicate the model that they're using, and this makes us get to success so much faster. Those people have already figured out what works, and we simply duplicate what they're doing. And then finally, we just improve upon their results. Now, in the beginning, we're going to be taking these little wee baby steps. We're going to be trying to recreate what they're doing and reverse engineer what they're doing. And don't get too tied up in it, and don't worry. Your content is probably not going to be excellent right out of the gate. But this is where you develop your personality and really get into the marketing. As you get going, you're going to get better and better. In the beginning, you're not going to be a pro, but don't worry, I wasn't either. I learned how to do this the same as you're learning now, step by step. I wasn't good at talking. I hated videos, and even more so, I hated when the camera was pointed at me. If you knew me when I first started out in this business, you'd know that I was probably one of the most negative people you'd ever meet. But now life is completely different. I find everything about this business so fascinating. I love working with people, and most of all, I love helping people get the results that I have. Now, we're going to go over how to reverse engineer others. Now, first off, you want to be a person who asks a lot of questions and searches for the answers. Now, I tell this to all of my coaching students. It's absolutely crucial to develop that skill. You want to be the kind of person that can look at something and then start questioning. You don't just say, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. You have to really dig deep as to, why are they doing what they're doing? Why exactly are they doing it? What kind of money do they make by doing this? Wonder, is that actually something that makes them a lot of money? And if you're not sure, ask. And when you become that person that asks a lot of questions, you start to really figure out the real answers and the real reasons why people do things the way they do them. You want to dig deep. You want to figure out what kind of marketing methods that they're using and what are they doing. And then you want to go out and actually search and figure out why they're doing what they're doing to market their business. You want to be a person that not only asks the questions, but actually searches for them. Now, most people sit around and wonder about this or wonder about that, but they don't actually do anything more with it other than that. Now, you can go out there and be the person who actually figures out the answers on your own, and then you're not relying on someone else to give you the answers all the time. You're going to be successful much faster as soon as you figure out what other people are doing and you take those steps into your own hands. If you go into any internet marketing forum and you look around, there's always the people that are looking for the handout. They're looking for anybody or everybody to give them the answers every single step of the way. And these people simply will not succeed. Next, I want you to analyze everything these successful people do. I mean, look at what they promote, what marketing methods are they using, how do they email their list, and how do they build a relationship with their list so that way people will buy. Everything is about relationship building in this business. Now, I don't care what you're into, whether it's internet marketing, whether you're an affiliate, whether you create your own products, it really, really doesn't matter. Relationship is everything. When people like and trust you, they'll buy everything you promote or suggest. I have people who message me to buy products that I don't even promote. They're like, "Hey Amy, do you have an affiliate link for whatever?" I didn't create that out of nowhere. That was actually designed into my plan all along. I took the Brian Tracy thing, that when I give people what they want, they're actually going to give me what I want. I knew that when I helped people, when I actually created value in their lives, that I would no longer have to ask for what I wanted, which was the sale. People would just bring it to me. I would naturally attract them into my life. Next, once you figure out what and how they produce results, simply model yourself after them. I can't tell you how important this is. Most people try to get creative. They want to go and do things their own way. They want to create their own business model. And you know what? That's great once you're successful. You're a thought leader. You know what you're doing. You're pulling in $10, $20, $30,000 a month. Cool. Then go ahead and start developing your own systems. I didn't even start developing my own systems seriously until later on. I tried in the beginning, and to be honest, I failed miserably. I fell flat on my face. Now, these days I can create my own sales funnels, and I do all of that stuff. But it still, to me, works out better to my advantage to use MLSP because it's already done compared to spending days, if not weeks, to put all of this other stuff together. For instance, the sales funnel and the system, the course that you're actually watching right now, this takes a lot. This isn't something that I have to really think about how I'm going to map it out or how I'm going to best help you. I actually have to think about what I wanted to achieve and which direction I want to send people down. Now, this stuff is not easy. So when you use a proven system and you model after people that are successful using that system, it takes 90% of the work out of it for you. So then all you really have to do is you just have to focus on consistent action every day. So now, why do people fail? This is going to be my top 4 reasons why I think most people fail and why I've actually seen a lot of my own coaching students and previous people I've worked with fail in this industry. First off, they try to do things their own way. They cannot let their ego go out the door. They're very, very stubborn. They don't want to accept new things. Even say network marketing, let's take for example. You could be the most amazing network marketer. You use all of the traditional methods. I'm talking about using the phone. You go to all the home meetings. You do the typical prospecting. The typical ways that they show you, the old school methods that all of these MLMs teach you. But if you come online and you're stubborn, you think, I'm the answer to everybody's problems and I know network marketing better than anybody else, you're going to fail, because if you don't learn to adjust to the marketing mediums online and you don't learn to use what people are using already that's successful, you're going to fail. It's much easier to come into this business, no matter how good you think you are, and just keep your ego at the door and simply watch what the successful online people are doing and then model after them. The next reason people fail is they don't follow simple directions and steps successful people use to get their desired results. I mean, if you look at really, really successful people in this industry, most of them have simply modeled themselves after somebody else. They did exactly what the other person was doing, and then basically they duplicated their results. When I first started out, I really, really wanted to do things my own way. I wanted to do something different that nobody else was doing. However, I soon realized that that simply wasn't going to work. So you can either follow what I'm telling you, and I promise you it will work because it's worked for everybody else, or you can just keep doing things your own way and wait until it's time to go back to that job. As soon as I followed this process for myself and I stopped being stubborn, my income shot up in 30 days because I stopped questioning everything and I stopped trying to do things my way and I started following successful people and doing things their way. Soon enough, I was creating my own systems and I was creating things that people are trying to now to copy off me and model after me. So I guess what I'm saying is don't try to do things outside of the box. When somebody gives you simple steps or you see something that people are doing that works, don't try to create your own method until you've started to make really good money. When you're making 30 or 40 or $50,000 a month, then you can start creating your own systems and you can start creating your own methods. But until then, just follow what works for other people. The next reason is they try to add their own twists before they're successful. This is basically just what I just went over. Don't ever try to steer just a little bit to the right when the line is directly straight in front of you. If you see a proven method, don't try to put your own spin on it until you're successful. Once you're doing well, then you can start making your own twists and methods on things. So this is the reason why people fail. Okay, so moving on. Now, this is the guaranteed success defined right here. You want to define your outcome. Now, what I mean by this is you need a very, very, very defined outcome. So I'm going to show you an example of what this is in the next slide. But before we get into that, I want to explain you need down to the minute detail. Like in 90 days, I will achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And I'm going to do it with this amount of time, and I'm going to achieve this amount of money a month, and I'm going to get this many leads. You need to be very, very specific on what you want to achieve, because if not, you just have kind of like an open-ended, I will kind of want to do this and I kind of want to do that, and that's not going to work. If you just say, I want to make $10,000 a month, you're just going at an open-ended goal. You're essentially saying, I hope I'm going to make around $10,000 a month in 3 months. But when you get very specific why you want to make that kind of money and what you're going to do to make that kind of money, then it's a real goal. Next, as I mentioned before, you want to find successful people. Start looking for the business models that they're in. Usually they're into certain things because it works, because it's a proven system that works, and that's why they're doing it. So for me, one of my successful business models was in MLSP, or My Lead System Pro. It's a system that many people, they are making thousands upon thousands of dollars in, and so that's why I initially chose it. So I started seeing a lot of successful people use this system, and of course I thought, I wonder why they're using it. But soon enough, I started doing it and I started making great money for myself. But that wasn't because I chose some random platform. I started looking at what successful people are doing, all the successful people that I followed, and then I simply followed exactly what they're doing to duplicate their results. Now, next, you need to take massive action and you need to stay consistent. If you just read everything that I'm teaching you and you just don't do anything with it, 3 months from now, you will be in exactly the same spot as you are in right now. Or even worse, you're actually going to be in the same spot as you were when you watched the very first video that I sent you. It will not have done you any good. What exactly am I doing in my business? You will not get results if you don't take massive action. Every single day, stay consistent with what you're doing and keep moving. And then finally, you need to give yourself 3 to 6 months. And I mean, you have to give 3 to 6 months of everything you've got. Give yourself 110% of what you can give for 3 to 6 months of consistent daily action, and I guarantee you will reach your goals. It is almost impossible to fail when you do this business. And the reason I can tell you this is because it worked for me. I believe in it so much because at the end of the day, that's what every successful person has done. When you apply yourself and give everything you've got, it is almost impossible to fail. Because most people, when they say, I tried that or I tried hard, what they're meaning to say is, I gave it a little bit. They didn't really try hard, because if they had tried hard, they would have nothing left. And at that point, they would know that, okay, maybe I'm just not cut out for this business. But if you give it everything you have for 3 to 6 months, I promise you, you will make it. You have to really have that mind shift and believe with everything that you have that you're going to make it and you will succeed. So trust me, don't question what you're doing, just start doing it. Finally, make adjustments along the way. You don't try to question everything you're doing, and you don't want to be one of those people that need to know an outcome before you even get started. Otherwise, you won't get started. For instance, if you think to yourself, well, if I blog for 2 months, how much traffic will I get? Will I make sales? Will I make money from it? Don't worry about the outcome. You need to just go straight at what you're doing with everything you have, and then you're going to adjust your action steps along the way. You can fix what you're doing wrong, you can tweak your results, but you don't make adjustments before you ever get started. You need to just do that along the way. The most important thing is to get started. I messed up a whole lot of stuff on my way to success, and I've had to make a whole lot of adjustments along the way. Almost every time I make a game set plan, I have to adjust that plan many times along the way to get where I want to be. And this is part of learning and part of being an entrepreneur. I learned to be successful as I went, not overnight. Now, I want to show you a real example of what a defined outcome is. This is the number one rule. So here's an example. In 90 days, I will do whatever it takes to attract the right people into my business. I will blog daily, do a video a day, and distribute my content so people find my website and subscribe to my list. This will add at least 100 leads into my email list daily. I will focus on adding value to people's lives and helping them grow their business so they see value with what I have to offer. I will sign up 2 people a day into MLSP and 2 people into my primary business, my top tier business. This will require no more than 4 hours a day of my time, and it will take very little effort because I am enthusiastic and people want to work with me inside my business. So you notice I'm being very, very specific. I get the amount of time it's going to take me to achieve this result. And then from there, I said how many leads I'm going to bring in daily from my results of what I'm putting in. And then from there, I talked about how I'm absolutely going to achieve it. I'm going to achieve it by adding value to people's lives and helping them grow their business. Because ultimately, if you help them, in turn, in the long run, they will help you. So I'm being very, very specific in this, even down to the core of how many hours I'm going to work each and every day. So you got to be very, very specific and define down to the minute, down to every little detail of what you want to achieve. Now, if you don't do this, you're not really setting up a very good goal, and you're not really setting up a real outcome that you want to achieve. And basically, you're working in an open-ended direction. So make sure number one is very important, to sit down and define what you want your outcome to be. Now, this is the second key to success. You have to discover what successful people do. I mean, really, I know you think I'm joking around, but honestly, I'm not. This is the key to success. Find what other people are doing and then just do exactly the same thing. It's like a free ticket to the gun show. So look for common things between people. So when you find your 3 to 5 successful people, this is what I tell my coaching students. Find 5 people that you want to model yourself after. And then next, you look for common things between those people. So, are they all using blogging to achieve the result? Are they all doing video marketing? Are they doing paid traffic? What kind of forms of paid traffic? You really need to analyze what the common denominator is between these people's success, and then figure out what, say, the top 3 to 4 things are that each one of them are doing. And then you just simply mimic those things, because all of those things that they have in common, they're obviously working if they're all doing it. And then next, figure out where they are generating traffic and how. So this is the big thing. No matter what you learn from them, traffic generation is everything in this business. Once you learn how to generate traffic, it's game, set, match. So figure out their ways of how they're generating traffic and what exactly are they doing. And then next, we'll look at things like how they email their list. Do they do webinars? Are they using one main traffic source or a few? And what are their daily routines like? These are the things that are really going to tell you what you need to be doing in your business. Because if they're all using webinars to add value using basic methods, then you should be doing the same thing. Look at whatever common denominator these people have, and that's going to tell you a lot about what you should be doing to model after their business. And if you can model after their business, you are going to have the same success as they're having. Now we're going to move on to common trends. Now, this is some examples. I went through my 5 top people that I model my business off of, and this is the common trends I found. Successful people are blogging daily. Almost every one of them, no matter what, they always put a blog post out every day. Some of them even do 2. So you know they're getting a minimum of 365 blog posts out there, and some of them are even doing a lot more than that. Now, I've seen some people doing up to 3 or 4 blog posts a day. It all comes down to how disciplined each one of them are. Next, successful people do video marketing. Now, the one thing I've noticed is almost every one of these 5 people are doing a video a day. But some people I'm watching now, they're already making posts on their Facebook account about their videos, and they're talking about switching over to do mostly video marketing because they realize how big of a monster YouTube is. If you don't already know, Hollywood has invested multi-millions into expanding YouTube and putting their advertisements in their videos online. So YouTube right now is currently like number 2 in the search engine behind Google. So it's massive. So by jumping in now, you're going to be in the head start or have a head start, because if you don't start now, give it a year or so and you're going to wish you started a lot earlier. Next, successful people focus on adding value to their list and their followers. So you should always be doing your blog posts and your videos around keyword search terms, but you always need to be doing your stuff to help people first, and then keyword optimization second, and search engine optimization second. Now, most people do this wrong. They just write blog posts, for example, and there's just keywords stuffed beyond belief, and when people read it, it doesn't actually make sense. You gotta realize that there's people on the other end of these computers who are actually reading the stuff, and if it adds no value to their life, why would they want to join your business? Do just a little bit of thinking here before you just go and post anything that you want. Next, successful people use funded proposals in their business. So just like I told you before when we went over the funded proposal video previously, it's absolutely crucial to have funded proposals in your business. This is going to allow you to make more money on the front end so you can reinvest to scale your business. It will allow you to scale your list, and then you can spread your reach. Now, almost everybody promotes their primary business in the back end of the funnel, and that's their email list. They send emails to promote their primary business because not everyone is going to want to join your primary business. A lot of people are already going to be in their own business model, so it's very important to have something in place where they can join you regardless of whether they already have a primary business. So if you're promoting your primary business up front, you may actually turn those people off. That could be a potential loss of a lead. But if you're presenting them with a solution that 9 out of 10 people are going to need, that's why I use MLSP, because 9 out of 10 people want to learn how to generate traffic to their offers. They've got their business model in place, but they don't know how to generate the traffic they need in order to take their main business to the next level. So this is why I use MLSP as my funded proposal, because I know when they go in the beginning and they sign up for MLSP, and then when they buy the products inside, that this is extra money I can reinvest into my business to scale my list, to build up my following, and it's just going to make me more money in the end. And then I promote my primary business on the back end, and that's what really makes me money. So this is the way you want to set up your funnel. Now, this is what is common between all of the successful people that I follow. They all have a very good funded proposal in place. Most of them use MLSP. Now, number 3 is to take action daily. I can't count the amount of times people mess this up. It seems simple, but people continuously mess this up. I mean, they know more than some people that are doing what they want to achieve. You'd be amazed to see some of the people that are succeeding online and are making thousands of dollars a month. They haven't even been in internet marketing for much more than, say, 3 to 6 months. And they literally started from nothing. They followed what successful people did, got to where they wanted to be, and it was simply because they did it daily and they didn't question what they were doing. And yet, you're going to meet people who have been trying to make it online for, say, 5 or 6 years, and these people know way more information than some of the people that are making thousands and thousands of dollars a month. But it's just because these people didn't apply themselves. So here's what you need to do to make sure that you take action daily. First off, you need to create a marketing plan. This is absolutely critical. You need a to-do list or a daily to-do list of what you're going to do. So if you're going to do a blog post a day, if you're doing a video a day, and then maybe emailing your list, you need to have that written down. You need to know what your blog topic is going to be about. You need to know what your video is going to be about. And you need to even have a rough idea of what you're going to email your list about. This should be like a daily routine. So when you come home from work or whatever, I'm assuming that most of you probably have a job right now. I had a job as well when I first started my online business. But every single day when I came home, I didn't play with the kids too much or do any of that fun stuff. I didn't allow myself to watch TV or do anything else. I just simply got to work. I did what I had to do daily before I did anything else. Now, in the beginning, I got frustrated and I actually was pretty disappointed. But at the time, what I didn't realize is I was actually wasting a lot of time. I'd go out and play with my kids. I'd surf Facebook to see what everybody else was doing. And let's be honest, this is pretty much useless. But eventually I disciplined myself to get things done daily, and that's when I started to see results. So next, you need to schedule a set time to work so you know exactly not only what you're going to do, but when you're going to do it. So when you come home, you need to have a set time. So say you get off work at 6 p.m., for instance, and you have a busy family life or whatever else is stopping you or standing in your way. Maybe 6 to 8 p.m. You spend with your family, you eat dinner, whatever the case may be, but then you have to set time to work on your business. So let's say from 8 until 1 o'clock in the morning. I know it's super, super late, but you need to stretch yourself to stay up. That's your disciplined time when you're going to be able to get stuff done. And if that's the only time you have to get stuff done, you have to just make that time. Force yourself to do it. Now, you do not want to scrimp on that. If you have to, take away from other stuff, you have to do that first. So maybe that means cutting into your family time or cutting into your fun time. But you don't want to take away from the time you're supposed to be spending on your business. I'm telling you, this is what's going to get you to success. And then next, you need to clear out any distractions and you have to focus. So maybe your distraction, unfortunately, is your family and your kids. So if that's the case, you're just going to need to tell them, look, I need 6 months. Just give me a chance. I'm going to give it everything I have. Tell them, I promise that I will get this family to where we need to be. When I go into the bedroom or the office and I go in there to do my work, and please don't bother me. I know how hard this is. I have 3 children, so yeah, I totally get it, and I know how hard this is. But I promise you it's going to be worth it. Now, I've had to talk to several people about this in the past, actually. And whatever your distraction is, whether it's TV, whether you have a weakness where you want to go and do stuff, or when you want to play with your friends or go out with your friends, you really just need to clear those distractions out and focus on what you need to be doing. It will be worth it 100% in, say, 3 to 6 months. Now, the next thing is don't question yourself. Just do it. This is another thing where most people, they need the answers to everything. They need to know if what they're doing is going to make them money. When are they going to achieve the results they want? Don't question what you're doing. Just truly believe in what you are doing and give it everything you've got. If you give it everything you've got, you will get there. And then next, don't make excuses why you can't do something. Successful people just don't do this. Now, I could tell you right now that you will not see Steve Jobs. You will not see Michael Jordan or any other of the people that have achieved a massive amount of success in their life. They do not make excuses. They just figure out a way. 9 times out of 10, the people that go online, they have an excuse for everything. I wasn't able to do a blog post because my family came over. I wasn't able to get this done because I got held up at work. Well, here's your solution. If you get held up at work, that means you have to stay up a little bit later that night to get the work done. If you want something bad enough, I mean you absolutely want it, I'm convinced in this. Whatever you find most important, you will find time for. So that means your business is your absolute priority. It's what you want to do to get out of the current situation, to quit your job, to live a better life. If you want it bad enough, you will find the time. And then finally, Give yourself 3 to 6 months of disciplined action. So no matter what you do, give it everything you've got. It's almost impossible to fail. I mean, it really is. You're going to get massive momentum by putting in daily work for 3 to 6 months. Once you get that momentum, you can start having other people do the stuff that you really don't want to do. Start scaling your hours back and really focus on the high leverage tasks in your business. But before that will happen, it will take 3 to 6 months of absolutely busting your butt to get there. So if you really, really want to create a successful business, you need to have that discipline. I heard someone say a few months back, you have to want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe. I love that. And when you have that mindset, you will get there. Next, number 4 is to scale your business or scale your results. So these are some of the things that I do day in and day out in my business. And this is what helps me bring in more leads and more sales. And it creates momentum that helps me scale my business to another level month after month after month. So here's an example of some of the things you'd be doing to scale your business. You build backlinks to your posts so they rank in the search engines. You build backlinks to your videos to rank in the search engines. Like right now, Google absolutely loves YouTube videos because it's part of their own network. Google owns YouTube. So YouTube is dominating the search engines right now. Sometimes in some of the searches, 4 out of the 6 spots on page 1 of Google is YouTube. So you want to be building backlinks to all of these posts and these videos that you are creating so that way people can find them. It's going to push them to the top much faster, and then you'll see results much faster. Next, you want to promote your content on social media and syndicate your content for more exposure. Now, this is going to help you get some initial buzz. You want to create this buzz while you're waiting for your posts to rank in the search engines. So if you start showing on social media, it's going to get more eyes on it earlier on, and that way you don't have to wait around to see results. Next, 3 to 6 months of consistent promotion will build massive, massive momentum. The same thing, with 3 to 6 months of massive action, you're going to see results. By promoting your content for 3 to 6 months, it's going to give you the momentum. It's going to skyrocket your results. And this is when everything is really going to kickstart. It's going to kick in and it starts to get big, and your income will start to compound. Now, step 5 is to make adjustments. This is the big thing here. Most people want to know the answers to everything, and they don't really want to get started. But you can just make adjustments along the way. So what you do is you keep doing what worked in the beginning, and then you just ditch what wasn't working. So after, say, 3 to 6 months, then you make minor adjustments, and after you've seen results, you can actually analyze and figure out what's working and what's not. You can't do that, though, before you get started. So you have to put 3 to 6 months of hard work in, and then you can look and you can see what's working and you can see what's not. And whatever's not, you just take it out, and then you put more into what's working. So maybe some of those campaigns you're putting out, maybe they're working or kind of working, and all you do is just kind of tweak that along the way. So you make simple changes. When you make a simple change, if it doesn't work or it gets worse, then you know you go back to what you were doing to begin with. It's just simple adjustments here and there. Another example would be maybe you're doing SEO to your blog post and you are starting to get like maybe page 2, but you can't get it any farther and you're frustrated and you're just not sure what's going on. You're thinking this is a lost call. I can't get it past page 2. But usually just a minor tweak, maybe you build a different kind or a different type of backlink, and that's all it's going to take. And then the next thing is your blog post is actually on page 1. So it's a minor adjustment, and what's going to help you succeed is just making those little adjustments. You're going to learn the stuff along the way. And next, You're going to mess a lot of things up along the way. But the good thing is it teaches you a lot of valuable information. Now, I cannot explain to you how many times I've messed up. It's not even funny. And I've messed up in major ways. I've messed up on product launches that I was doing with other marketers, and they weren't very happy with me. But they got over it and we moved on. And of course, they're not mad at me anymore. But I felt terrible. I thought the world was over and I was never going to be able to succeed again because I messed up. It was just a minor bump in the road. I was able to get around it and I fixed the problem and I fixed the situation. When you learn to really take massive action, you're going to mess a lot of stuff up. As long as you're not hurting people directly or intentionally in the way, it's not really going to matter. You have nothing to worry about. Like successful entrepreneurs, they either break down the wall, they figure out how to climb over the wall, or they walk around the wall. They don't let those brick walls stop them from their way to success. You're going to have to make a lot of adjustments along the way, and you're going to have to figure out a list of solutions along the way as well. But don't ever give up. Just don't worry about messing things up because it's obviously going to happen. It's going to teach you a lot of valuable lessons that are priceless along the way. If I wouldn't have messed up as much as I did along the way, I wouldn't know what I know today. So it's really, really important to just kind of look at it the other way. And finally, remain a constant student of the game. Now, this is absolutely important as well. Even to this day, with the income that I'm making, I'm still looking for other ways to build my business, and I'm always learning. I'm always reading books, I'm always reading new methods to do traffic generation. I never get too high on my horse, if you will, and think, oh, I don't need to learn anymore, because everything changes. So besides making constant adjustments, you want to constantly be studying at what's working in whatever industry it is that you're working in. Now, this is the final thing that I want to talk to you about today, and that is I truly believe in you, and I know you can do this. I really do. I've seen so many people succeed online and completely change their lifestyles to get out of complete ruts. I've seen people hit rock bottom and then crawl back up. And I know that if you apply yourself and you take massive action day in and day out, you will truly amaze yourself. I know that if I look back on my journey and my success, I can't even believe that I've reached the amounts and achieved the results that I have today. Don't let yourself stand in your way of your own success. Many people spend more time doubting themselves all along the way, and then the other half try to be creative and make up their own systems before they really even know what they're doing. If you follow a proven system model and model yourself after other successful people, you really can't fail because if it works for them, it's going to work for you too. As long as you commit yourself and give it everything you've got, you will succeed. So join me and together we can build a successful business, improve upon our current circumstances, and achieve goals beyond our wildest dreams. So right now, if you're still not successful online, or if you're just starting out now and you're wanting a proven system that actually gets results, and you don't want to try to build things on your own and do things that don't work, join me in MLSP. We'll work together and we'll actually build a business that's going to give you the opportunity and give you the lifestyle that you want for yourself and your family. MLSP allows me to absolutely dominate online because I don't have to do all those other things like create squeeze pages, figure out systems and sales funnels. All I focus on is building traffic. If you join in on MLSP, you focus on what they tell you on the inside and you actually go in there and you follow the traffic generation strategies, there is no reason that you will not succeed online. So go ahead, join me, join the others on the inside, and I will talk to you soon in my next day of boot camp. Cheers.